Discovering the present moment. There is no other moment than the present. And there is a beautiful saying by Søren Kierkegaard that says, "Face the facts of being what you are, for that is what changes what you are." And that is an interesting quote. I'd like to reflect a little on that. Yesterday evening I had a walk. It was a beautiful evening, so we went for a walk, a friend and I, and she said, "My partner thinks that I should change, that there are patterns that I have that are obstructing me, and I want to change them, but I don't know how." And then we explored the patterns and what was bothering her. And at that point I said to her, when you don't want it and you need to change it, you are making something into a very difficult issue for yourself. And this quote from Kierkegaard, "Face the facts of being what you are, for that is what changes what you are," that can be a leading principle when you want to change something. And isn't that isn't that our very nature of our human being, that we want to change things? We want to change things in the outer world, we want to change things in ourselves, in our patterns. We love to change other people, which we can't, by the way, but it's what we love to do because we want to make a better world. We want to make a better situation. But you have to start in the situation where you are now and face the facts. And that is the first thing that you actually can say, that the present is a gift. The presence of life, that you have a life to live, that there is a situation, that you are alive, even though it might be very difficult. There is another beautiful saying that it goes like this: "Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift." That's why it's called the present. Yeah? Tomorrow is a mystery. We don't know. But we do have yearnings, we do have longings. Yesterday is history. That is the history that we will look into and make in stories and pictures and images in our book of life. But we have to start in the present moment. And when actually is the present? How long, how big is the present moment? It's only a moment. It's a blink of an eye, a wave of happiness, an accident, a coincidence. It's the only moment that we truly live in. So we can remember the past, we can look out into the future, but are we awake in the present, in the moment, in the now? And then to be there are all kinds of helping meditations. It's a breath, it's a breathing. In the moment there is breath, there is now. I'm sitting in my chair, you are listening now, you are present, and you are breathing. Take a moment of awareness for that. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel where you are sitting or maybe lying, listening. What is the situation? What is the surroundings? The surroundings can be anything. But you are here, breathing in, breathing out. And you know, you can ask me or yourself, is that then so important? Well, it takes two to tango. Yeah, it needs surroundings, it needs me, and it needs the inner space. There's a verse of Lao Tse that I would like to read to you. It goes like this: 30 spokes are one hub. It is the empty center that enables the wheel to function. Knead clay into a vessel, and it's the empty space that renders the vessel useful. Cut doors and windows for a room. It's the empty spaces that make the room livable. Therefore, the tangible is for your convenience. The intangible is for use. And the intangible in our lives, do we cherish that? Are we aware of that? And are we present? And can we then experience the presence as a gift? It's very connected to time. Yeah? The outer time, the wheel that is turning, that is the clock that we can see. The time that we experience is the hub, it's the empty space. So this open space is a thin slice in which you can be present, where you are not worrying, longing, living, or living in all kinds of stories you tell yourself. You are here. This is your true being. And life is an expanding and an interweaving from this center to the outer and back to the center again. You can do meditations, you can play music. There are all kinds of ways that might suit you to make contact with this empty space within. And another way, of course, is looking at your life and your biography and become conscious about this. So the first exercise in this section is out of what consists this present moment in your life for you. Where do you live on planet Earth? What in this huge universe is the spot where you live, where you created a home? Where do you live? What do you do for a living? Yes, how do you spend your time? It's also the previous exercise of the previous section. Who are the people around you to whom you are connected? Who is really important and really dear to your heart, close to your heart? What is important? What is relevant? How do you experience your health? And maybe when you took some time to write some reflections on this all, or just live with the thoughts, then ask yourself, how do you experience this? What is the gift of this present moment? What makes this present moment in your life special for you? Meditation is a way to get access to that. Another way is artwork, drawing, practicing, playing with colors. And there are manifold of ways of doing that. I really like to work with ink and then color, aquarelle or watercolors, or pencils. I really love to work with soft pastels, but you can use any medium. I will, though, explain how you can work with pastels here now. So when you now have an idea of how you could work with pastels, how you can work non-figurative, give an expression of the mood, please make a drawing of the mood that you have about your present moment. Make it an expressionistic image. Choose one of the mediums that are recommended and give yourself to it. You know, this is one of the beautiful moments of experiencing the now, the present, to make just something colorful, to make something beautiful. It is a breathing way. Time is still for a moment. Time doesn't exist. Of course the clock will go on, but for you, you can be in the moment, in the present moment. And the nice thing with making pictures in this course is that you find something that you can look at. Yeah, you create something that you can look at. You kind of write down, you give a writing, although it's not in words, but you give a writing in colors of your life, your present life situation. And this is just one picture you make now, but it is a habit that you can do over and over again. What it means that you can look at it, it means that you can have your observations. You can look at it, maybe want to put your artwork somewhere out. I must confess that the first experiences I had with making colors on paper, where I was a child that loved to draw, but then learned at school that my drawings were not good enough, I had this idea about myself that I cannot draw. And I made a picture and I put it out there in the room, and it took me such a long time to be able to just look at it. I thought it is awful. It is not good. But over time, I started to get used to it, and I saw the spots that maybe are not that bad. They start to speak to me. And well, the introduction, the request was that give your work a title. That's also what I'm going to ask from you. Give your work a title. A good piece of art, well, whether it's good or not, I mean, you can go to any museum and see if also things you don't like, but they do have a title. The title gives something, brings something to expression about the essence of this work. So, look at your work and give it a title. Yeah? Doesn't need to be beautiful, doesn't need to be good, doesn't need to be anything. You give it, you look at it, and you give it a title and with this title you bring to expression what is the essence. You kind of give the hub, the doorway, the vessel a name. Because also a hub, a vessel, a doorway has a name. Even the empty space has a name. By doing so, you also learn to look more from a distance, which is important, an important attitude towards your own biography. Yeah, we are living it, we are full encompassed in it. And now we learn to bring it outside, put it out there, and observe it, almost as if it was the life of someone else. That is the only way to be able to come to finding some essence, finding a meaning. So that is what we practice, what you can practice in doing artwork. So when you liked it, when you think it is good for you, you can do it more often. And otherwise, this is a first experiment and a first observation experiment.